Hello beautiful, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bettina and I'm the makeup enthusiast. In today's video, I'm doing my next update on my team project pan. This is my 5th update. Next month is quarterly refresh, so I am very excited about getting a new package of products to start working on. But if you do want to see how I went on these products in May, then stay tuned. And before we get into the update, make sure you're subscribed down below so you can keep up to date on all my project pans that I'm doing this year. And without further ado, let's jump on into the video. So again, this month we don't have that many empties, but I do feel like we have made some really good progress on a lot of these products. I do have, I believe, 2 empties. And then I have managed to get through a crap ton of samples. So we're going to go through all of that. I am going to bring my spreadsheet up. You guys know I got to follow the spreadsheet. Otherwise, there is always something that I forget. We are starting at the top of the list with primers, and that means we're starting with our first empty of this update, and that is my Hourglass Veil Primer. So I did manage to actually get my spatula in this one. There is a lot of product still up around the top of the cap here, but unfortunately I just cannot get it. But I scraped this one bone dry and I did get everything that I could get out of there. So I am calling this one done. I'm very happy that I got this one finished. I managed to use a bit of this one this past month, like almost a gram of product. So it was 0.99 of a gram of usage on this one. So I'm very happy that I got that one done. Now to replace that one, I'm actually going to bring back a primer that I have started working on already this year. That was one of my like stipulations that I said that I allowed myself when I updated, or when I quarterly refreshed. I think I decided that if I finish a product before the quarterly refresh, or if I have a product that I didn't finish before a quarterly refresh, I can rotate it into the category or into replace a product that I've finished before a quarterly refresh. I hope that makes sense. So I am going to bring back the Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas. So I did bring this one in to the project midway through the first quarter because I finished off another primer, but I didn't get this one finished before the quarterly refresh. So I did rotate in a whole new product. And because I've now finished my veil primer, this one's coming back. I hope that makes sense. I hope I probably just explained that in the most kookiest way possible, but that's what I've decided to do. Then moving on to foundation. Now I have finally kind of figured out how I like to use this product. So I am working on the Omar Say What foundation. Because I don't love this foundation, I have been like harping on like a broken record about how much I don't like this foundation. Because I don't love this foundation, I only use a small amount of this one when I use it. So what I've been doing is I do 1 pump of this on the back of my hand, and then I go in with a small squirt of my ultraviolet tinted sunscreen that I have. I go in with a small squirt of that and I mix them together and then apply it to my face. It just kind of seems to bring the heaviness down of the Say What foundation, and it kind of increases the like oil control and the coverage on the ultraviolet one. So I am kind of using them both at the same time, but because I only use a pump of this at a time, I haven't made all that much progress. On this one, I only used 4.14 grams, but I will say you can see some windowing starting to show. So it is a little bit hard to see because it is right in the middle of where the word Omar repeats around the cap there. But I definitely think by the next update, you are going to see windowing below that, which is very exciting. But this one is going to take me ages to get through. I don't think we're going to see the end of this one until well and truly the end of the year. But I will keep chugging away at it, and I am glad that I finally figured out a way that I like to wear this one. When I mix the two, they do last a lot longer on my face, looking nice, like looking how I like my foundation to look. So I guess that's a bonus. I am kind of managing to use up 2 products or 2 like complexion products in my collection that I don't love at the same time, and that way I'm not wasting them. But hopefully I can get this one finished by the end of the year. I would really like to get both of them done by the end of the year, the Ultraviolet and the Omar Beauty. Now moving on to my Omar Beauty Stay Woke Concealer. I used 0.38 grams of this one this past month. I do feel like this one is starting to get to the point where I may need to take the stopper out. So at the moment, every time I pull the doe foot out, product is still coming out, but there is a lot less product coming out each time I pull it out. So I do think it may get to the point eventually, well, obviously, I think it may get to the point maybe by the next update or a month after that, where it may need the stopper to come out so I can get the rest of the product out. But we will see how I am sitting at the next update. I think I probably would be at the point where I would be able to take the stopper out by now if it wasn't for the fact that I had been using up a concealer sample in this project in the sample section instead of using this up, and the sample, the concealer sample that I was using took me most of the month to get through. So that's probably why I didn't see as much progress on this one. So hopefully over the next month, we're going to see a lot more progress on this one. My powder products. I am currently working on 2 powder products, one for under my eyes and one for my face. So for under my eyes, I am using the Mcgrath Under Eye Setting Powder. This one, I only use a small bit under my eyes. I have the color Light. And then for my face, I have the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Complexion Perfecting Micro Powder in Fair. So I use this one all over my face to set the entirety of my face, and I probably use quite a lot because I do have pale skin. So my Mcgrath powder, I use 0.19 grams of this one, and you guys can definitely see now that that dome on the top there has well and truly flattened out. It used to be like a nice little dome. Now she's well and truly flat. So we are definitely making progress on this one. It's very slow and steady progress, but because I only use it under quite a small area of my face, I still think it's a very good sign of progress and decent progress. Now my Charlotte Tilbury powder, I have quite significantly expanded the pan on this one. I don't know whether I will have this one done by the end of this quarter. I think it will be very close, but around the edges, like right around the edge of the pan, it is still quite high in terms of the level of the powder. So I'm not quite sure whether I'll have this one done by the end of the quarter, but it will definitely be done by the end of the year. There won't be much left in this one by the end of the quarter. And then in terms of how much I used on this one, I did use 2.43 grams of this, which I think is a very decent amount of product considering this only has 8 grams of powder in it. So there obviously is not very much left in there if I've used that much powder in just 1 month. For eyeshadow primer, I am currently working on the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas Eye Base. This one I believe is just in the fairest one. I think it's called a base one or fair one, something like that. And I have managed to completely finish everything in the cap. And now I am just kind of like working slowly around the edges to get the level down. And then I guess once I get that down, I'll be able to start using that product in the middle there. There's a lot of product in this and only a very small amount goes a long way. So I only put like the tiniest little tap of my finger in there and it does like the entire eye area. So you only need a smidge, like the tiniest little smidge of this one to get your eye base going. I did use, how much of this one did I use? I used a 0.48 grams of this one. I've been using this one every day that I wear eyeshadow. And yeah, I'm actually really quite enjoying it. I like the fact that it is basically the color of my skin tone. It's like a nice base for my eyeshadows as opposed to like the KVD one I do really like because it doesn't interfere with colors. Like it just leaves everything very true to color. But this one is nice to basically like get rid of any discoloration on your eyes if you do have that. Moving down to setting sprays, I do currently have my Hourglass Veil Soft Focus Setting Spray in this project. I am only using this one quite sparingly because it is like my favorite setting spray in my collection, but it's also the most expensive setting spray in my collection, so I don't want to waste it. So for that reason, I've only used 0.49 grams of this one over the last month, so that's probably one use, maybe 2 uses, but I'm totally fine with that because as much as I want to enjoy it and as much as I want to get it done, it's also very expensive, so I don't want to waste it. I don't want to just be like spritzing this on my face every day because it's freaking expensive. It's like $3 to $4 worth of just setting spray if I was going to use it every day. That's expensive. Eyebrow products. So I am currently working on my Kosas Brow Pop, and I also have the Benefit Give Me Brow to set my brows into place. So the Kosas Brow Pop came in, I believe, last month because I picked this one up in April when I was down in Sydney. I have been loving using this. I think this is a fantastic brow product. I'm not like absolutely powering through it. Like I'm definitely getting through it. I've been using this every day I do my brows, so most days. And I feel like it's lasting a decent amount of time considering I use it every day. I think this sits around the $30 to $40 price range. So it is a bit expensive compared to other brow products and like how long the brow product lasts you for. But if you are looking for a nice brow pencil that lasts you a little bit longer than those like micro brow pencils, maybe check this one out. And other bonus is I really like the packaging on this one. I actually was thinking the other day, it would be really nice if Kosas came out with like a refillable version of this, because I noticed that inside here, the canister for where the like the brow pencil actually sits, it finishes like here. So it's actually only like this little component here that is the actual brow pencil. So I feel like if they made it that this could pop out and you could just like put a refill in there, how good would that be? Like just reduces down the packaging waste a little bit. I think that would be really awesome. But yeah, I do really like this one and I'm actually really looking forward to trying more of the Kosas brow products. And then my Benefit Give Me Brow, I do believe this is starting to get to the end of its life. Every time I pull the little brush out, it is getting a little bit drier and a lot less product is coming out every time. And I'm having to give it like a good swirl around every time I put it back in there because, you know, the product in there is just dwindling. So I used 0.23 grams of this one last month and it is currently sitting at 8.56 grams. So we are definitely getting through it. It says it's got 3 grams, net 3 grams. That means it's got 3 grams of product in it, doesn't it? But I've had this for a while and it was sitting in I was using it in my makeup kit for a little while with like disposables. So I do believe that I went through a lot of this when I had it in my kit, especially using disposables, like pulling a fresh wand out of it every time. It like draws a lot more product out every time you put like a fresh wand in there. So let me know when you guys decide when you've had enough of a brow product. I would be really interested to know when you guys decide it's time to call it quits on like a brow setting product, especially one that's like in a tube like this that you can't see through, like you can't see the level of the product. Now moving on to lip products, and lip products was a semi-successful month but also a bit of a fail as well. I feel like that's been the growing trend for the lip category throughout this year in this project. So starting off with my Ultraviolet Sheen Screen Hydrating Lip Balm, I am currently working on the color Nude. I used 0.9 of a gram of this one this past month, so not a total fail, but I definitely kept forgetting to grab this one. I put this one in like my pencil case at work and I kept forgetting to grab it out and like bring it home and use it on the weekends. I did get a lot less progress out of this one than I probably could have if I put it like in my makeup drawer or something like that. However, I did manage to like hit my goal of getting the product down below the blue bit. You can't totally see through it at this stage, but it is down below that. I'm not sure, I don't think it's really showing on camera, but it is ever so slightly down below the blue end there. So I think this next month, if I really focus on it, and I think I'm going to leave this one in my makeup drawer because I do quite often first thing in the morning when I'm doing my makeup, I'll put lip balm on my lips, do the rest of my face, and then I'll take the lip balm off and apply lipstick. So if I put this one in my makeup drawer for that purpose, I think I'll get a lot more use out of this one. But almost a gram, I'm not mad at that. I still think that's a solid effort. My Lime Crime Choker lipstick, I only used 0.08 of a gram of this one. So I barely used this one this past month. So very disappointed in myself. I was really hoping I would be much further through this one than I am, but unfortunately it didn't happen. Unfortunately not. Then again, my Fenty Beauty Confetti Gloss. Again, I was really hoping that I would be a lot further through this one than I am. I only used 0.1 of a gram of this one this past month. So I would say that's probably maybe maximum 1-2 uses. So very disappointed in myself about that. I really hope that I can get some solid use out of this one for the rest of June. And maybe we might be able to see the level drop a little bit more. Who knows? I'm a little bit disappointed because I know I can do better, but it is what it is. However, I did manage to get another mini liquid lipstick used up, which I'm very happy about. So it wasn't a total fail this month on the lip products. So I managed to get my Tartist lip paint in Rosé used up, done and dusted. I think last month I said I pulled the stopper out. There wasn't much left in there once I pulled the stopper out. That actually takes me to 2 mini liquid lipsticks used up this year. And I am shocked. I am very shocked, but I'm very proud of myself because I don't think I've ever used up a liquid lipstick before, and I've managed to use up 2 minis in a year. I'm not going to worry about bringing in a liquid lipstick to replace this one. I am just gonna sit with my 3 lip products that I have. I'm gonna try and get a lot more use out of these ones this month. Now that I have that liquid lipstick out of the way, I feel I can get some solid progress on these ones if I don't replace that one. In my skincare category this year, I am trying to focus on like a face mask and one other skincare product at a time. So my face mask that I was working on was my Doterra Clarifying Mud Mask, and I did manage to get this one finished. Last month, I think I said that I thought that I would be very close, if not had it finished. And I think I got maybe like another 3 uses out of it, and it's gone. So that one is done and dusted. I'm very happy with that one. And then to replace that one, I am going to bring back my Avene Soothing Moisture Mask. This one was one that I had in the project in the first quarter and I didn't get it finished. So I'm bringing it back for a little bit of extra time to try and get some more use out of it before the end of this quarter and the refresh. So that one's coming back in. And then my other skincare product that I'm currently working on is my Sand and Sky Australian Emu Apple Enzyme Powder Polish. And this one I only managed to get through 5.43 grams. Now this one is kind of like, it's a powder, and the powder is basically like flour, like it's super light. So the fact that I've used 5 grams of it is very impressive because the powder is so bloody light. And when I shine this, when I hold this one up into the light, it's sitting down about here. So I am over halfway now. I'm sitting like in the middle of where it says and sky. So I'm like over halfway now. I'm definitely not gonna have this one done by the next update. I probably won't even have it done by the end of the year, but I am definitely making some good progress on it. I'm happy that I rotated it in because it has really reminded me to keep grabbing for it. Previously, it just sat in my shower and I like hardly ever freaking reached for it. So that's my 2 skincare products. So Avene is coming in. Oh, cross your fingers and pray for me that I can get some good use out of that Avene product before the quarterly refresh, because I really want to get this out of my collection this year. I really want it gone. Nail polish products. Now this month has, it's been so in terms of progress on my nail products. I feel like I went into this month with like full intentions on being super proactive and applying nail polish, and it died in the butt very, very quickly. So I definitely am getting through my color, but unless I make some serious progress on this one over the next month, I don't think I'm gonna have this one done by the refresh, because I am sitting basically like right in the middle there. I think it's basically like bang on halfway. So I would really seriously need to up my game in terms of painting my nails if I was to get this one finished. Not totally impossible, but would be a difficult challenge. So you might see this one just trickle back in for maybe like a month or so later on in the year. This one I used 0.82 of a gram of this past month. And then I also have my Holo Taco Peely base coat and glossy top coat. Now my Peely base coat, I didn't use that much of this past month. I only used 0.02 of a gram, and that's because my nails were going through something this past month. They were brittle and I was biting them and I was stressed and they were breaking and flaking. So I did reach for my like Miracle Treatment base coat instead of this one. Whenever I was using my color or wanting to paint my nails, I was reaching for the Miracle Treatment. So I didn't use this one. I think I only used it once right at the start of the month. Then my nails went to shit because I was stressing out like crazy. So I reached for the Miracle one. I will get to this, back to that one this month. My nails are kind of starting to come good. Not quite, but they're almost there. And then my top coat, I did use 0.66 grams of this one. And I think it's at the point where you can see, yeah, you can see the level there on the side. Like it is definitely starting to show the level dropping, which is very cool, very, very cool. So that is that one. Nail polish. I've only used one nail polish up so far this year. I always try and get like at least 4 out of my collection. So far that's not going great, especially given that I actually received nail polishes for Christmas this year and I purchased nail polishes. So I would really like to get those 4 again out of my collection this year. Fragrances, I am currently only focusing on the one. That is my Marc Jacobs Daisy Dream. I used 8.11 grams of this one and it's almost but not quite. It does have a tiny, tiny little bit left before it is like visibly below the flowers. I really wanted to get it below the flowers this past month. This one's definitely not going to be done, and that's totally fine. I think my perfumes this year, I don't think I'm going to get any of them finished, but there'll be a lot that will be very close to being finished. Maybe there might be a lot that are like sitting at halfway. Last category that I need to update you on is my hair care products. So first up, we have my Lush No Drought Dry Shampoo. I used 1.85 grams of this one. So we're almost down below the label, the bottom of the label. So I think next month will probably be below that label. We're getting very close. I know I keep saying this, but we're getting very close and I'm getting very excited. And then we have my Tresemme Youth Boost. I used a whopping 29.37 grams of this one this past month. I think it's sitting, when I looked inside, I think it's down to around here. So I've probably used about 2/3 of it. I don't think this one's going to be done by the end of the quarter, but if I rotate this one back in the last quarter for like the mega round, I think that I can at least get it done maybe in that last 3 months of the year. Especially if I do if I manage to get another 29 grams used up, or maybe like even just another 20 grams or so, 20 to 25 grams used up by the quarterly refresh, that'll be a good effort taking me into the final quarter. I feel like it's going into a boxing match, like the final countdown, the final round. Pureology Color Fanatic Multitasking Hair Beautifier. As I've said in the past, I still have no idea what this is, but I've been using this as like a post-shower before hair drying product. I use this as kind of like a heat protectant. It's got like a bit of a milky consistency to it. I used 8.54 grams of this one over the past month. It is sitting down like around here. So I think I might be able to get this one done by the quarter. I think so. It's going to be very close, but I think I might be able to get it done. Just considering how much I've used each month and it's down to here, I think I'm going to be able to get it done. And then my last hair care item is my Argania hair oil in light. I am failing miserably on this one. I am not making much progress on this one at all. I only use 0.24 of a gram. I actually keep forgetting about this one, and I think it's because it's such a small bottle. It kind of gets a little bit lost in my makeup drawer that I have all of my project pan items in. So it's only here. Like, it hasn't even come down the cap yet. So hopefully I might be able to make a little bit more progress on this one. Maybe if I try and aim for maybe getting this one under 28 grams by the next update, that might be a reasonable goal, because I use 0.24 of a gram and it's sitting at 28.22 grams. So I think if I have the goal to get this under 28 grams by the next update, I think that's doable. That's definitely doable. That's all of the updates on the products. I'm just going to quickly run you guys through all of the samples that I managed to use up this past month. And I actually did a hell of a good job this past month. I managed to use up 17 samples, which I think is phenomenal. And it takes me to, you guys know I'm trying to get through 25 samples each quarter. This quarter, I think I've already reached my 25 samples, but I'm trying to catch up from last quarter because I didn't use up 25 samples last quarter. So I'm currently sitting at 47 samples used in total this year. Between now and the end of the month, I want to use up at least another 3 samples, and I have a number of samples that I'm like halfway through or like 3/4 of the way through. So I think that'll be well and truly ticked off, but I want to get a head start for the next quarter as well. So anything more than 3 is just an extra bonus. And if I can get like through a lot more, I'm aiming for 100 samples before the end of the year. If I can get any more than that, that's like epic, because I have a shit ton of samples. I also include like sheet masks in my sample section because they're single use. So I don't really think they're worth any more than being included as a sample. I managed to get through one of the Charlotte Tilbury Super Radiance Resurfacing Facials. This is like a leave on and then you wash off type product. The Bare Minerals Bare Skin Pure Serum Foundation. This was in the color Bare Natural. I actually really like this, but I don't think they make it anymore. And then I also had a sample, like a deluxe sample of the Bare Skin Foundation. This one was in the color Bare Linen. This one actually lasted me probably maybe 3-4 uses. Decent amount of product in there. Vegosorb. I don't even know what this product is, but I got it used up. I used it on like my elbows and stuff because it was like super thick and greasy. La Roche-Posay Pure Vitamin C Serum. The Cora Organics Berry Bright Vitamin Eye Cream. A sample of the NARS Natural Tinted Primer. No. NARS Natural Tinted Moisturizer. In Finland, that was a sample that the Mecca girls made up for me. The Bioterra Colorless Powder. What is this? What even is this product? This powder is so bad. I'm currently trying to work through another sample of this one, but what is it? It's the worst. Then we have the La Mer, the treatment lotion. The sample actually lasted me a very long time. Very decent sample, that one. Mario Badescu Caffeine Eye Cream. The Aesop Remover. The Kerastase Lengthening Caring Gel Cream. This one again lasted me a decent amount. Mary Kay Energy Queen Mask Pod. MAC Face and Body N1 now. And then I think last month I used up MAC Face and Body W2. I prefer W2 over N1 if I was going to buy it. I actually am very tempted to go out and buy it though. NARS Light Reflecting Foundation in Mont Blanc and Oslo. I prefer Mont Blanc on myself, and I am 100% buying this as soon as I use up another foundation, because I think this is a fantastic foundation. I love how it looks on my skin. So, and then last but not least, the Dr. Lewins Eternal Youth Skin Polishing Exfoliant. This one is like a dual exfoliant. It's a physical and a chemical. The physical can be very intense, like it's got grit in it. So I like didn't harshly apply it to my face. I like very gently rubbed it over my face because it was like chunky, the particles in it. So it was a bit much for my liking. So that's all the samples that I used up. As I said, managed to get through a shit ton of samples this month, hoping to get through a lot more by the end of the year. That's my update on my team project pan. I hope that next month I can manage to get a few more bits and pieces rolled out. I feel like I am not doing the best at getting products finished. I'm doing a very good job at getting usage on products, but I'm not doing the best at getting products finished. So I'm hoping that maybe there might be 1 or 2 products that will be finished. Next month is a full quarterly refresh, so you will get to see a full new reset or a full new set of products. So stay tuned for that. If you do want to get notified when that video goes live, make sure you are subscribed down below. If you did enjoy this video while you're down there, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. That's it for this video, beautiful. I hope that you're having an absolutely fantastic day. I hope that you're staying safe, healthy, and looking after yourself. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, beautiful.